My name is Robert Mitchell, and I'm 42 years old. The day I sat in that lawyer's office for the reading of my parents' will, I honestly didn't know what to expect. My sister Jennifer had always been the golden child, the one who made the right choices, married well, gave our parents grandchildren. I'd taken a different path. Never married, bounced between jobs, always searching for something I couldn't quite name. The lawyer, a kind-faced woman named Mrs. Patterson, cleared her throat and began reading. To Jennifer, our parents left their estate. The house, the investments, everything. It came to $10 million. To me, they left a single envelope with a handwritten note. Jennifer looked uncomfortable as Mrs. Patterson handed me the envelope. Inside, in my father's careful handwriting, were these words: "Robert, we know you've struggled to find your way. The greatest gift we can give you is the chance to discover what you're truly capable of. Go earn your own path. We believe in you more than you know." I won't lie, it stung. Sitting there in my worn jacket while Jennifer wore her pearls and designer suit, I felt like that awkward kid again, always on the outside looking in. But then something unexpected happened. The envelope contained one more thing: a key and an address to a small cabin my father had owned in the mountains of Vermont, a place I'd barely known existed. The note continued, "This place saved me once. Maybe it can save you too." I drove up there the following week, not knowing what I'd find. The cabin was modest, perched beside a crystalline lake, surrounded by pine trees that whispered in the wind. It needed work. The porch sagged, the roof leaked, the inside smelled of dust and time. I decided to stay for a while. What did I have to lose? The first few weeks I just fixed things. Replaced boards, patched the roof, painted walls. Physical work I could understand. My hands knew what to do, even when my heart didn't. Then I met Thomas Chen, the 78-year-old man who lived in the neighboring cabin. He'd been a professor of philosophy before retiring, and he had this way of asking simple questions that made you think for days. "What are you running from?" he asked one evening as we sat on my newly repaired porch, watching the sunset paint the lake in shades of amber and rose. "I'm not running," I said. "I'm just here." "Being here is enough," Thomas said gently. "That's the secret most people spend their whole lives trying to learn." Over the months that followed, Thomas and I fell into a rhythm. Morning coffee together, evenings by the lake. He taught me to fish, not for the catching, but for the patience. He introduced me to his friends in the small town nearby. People who didn't care about my failures or my sister's millions. They cared about whether you showed up when someone needed help, whether you told the truth, whether you could laugh at yourself. I started volunteering at the local community center, teaching basic carpentry to teenagers who reminded me of my younger self, lost, looking for purpose, needing someone to believe in them. One day, about 8 months after I'd arrived, Jennifer called. I hadn't spoken to her much since the will reading. "Robert," she said, and her voice sounded different, smaller somehow. "Can I visit you?" She arrived on a Saturday, stepping out of her expensive car, looking tired in a way that had nothing to do with the drive. We sat on the porch, and for a long time, neither of us spoke. "I'm not happy," she finally said. "I have everything Mom and Dad wanted me to have, and I'm not happy. My marriage is falling apart. The kids barely talk to me. I spend my days managing money I don't even need." I didn't say, "I told you so." I didn't feel triumphant. I just felt sad for both of us. For all the years we'd spent comparing, competing, trying to be what we thought we were supposed to be. "Want to learn to fish?" I asked. She laughed, a real laugh I hadn't heard since we were children. "I'm wearing Chanel. I've got extra clothes inside." We spent that weekend together, really together, for the first time in decades. I showed her the town, introduced her to Thomas, taught her to hold a hammer properly, She helped me plant a garden, getting dirt under her manicured nails, and not caring. On Sunday evening, as she prepared to leave, she hugged me tight. "They were right," she whispered. "Mom and Dad, you needed this. And maybe I needed you to find it, so I could find it too." After she left, I sat with Thomas on the porch. "Your parents were wise," he said. "They knew money couldn't give you what you needed. They gave you something more valuable. They gave you the space to become yourself." I thought about that for a long time. My parents hadn't rejected me. They'd seen me more clearly than I'd seen myself. They'd known I needed to build something with my own hands, to find my own measure of success. These days, I run carpentry workshops at the community center. I've helped rebuild 3 houses for families who couldn't afford contractors. Jennifer visits often, sometimes bringing her kids, who love the lake and the simplicity of this life. I'm not rich. I drive an old truck, wear flannel shirts, live simply, but I'm wealthy in ways that matter. In friendships, in purpose, in peace. Sometimes the greatest inheritance isn't what's handed to you. It's what you discover when you finally stop expecting things to be given and start building them yourself. That's what my parents knew. That's what they gave me. And I've spent every day since trying to be where